Muslim faithful in Boya are making last-minute preparations ahead of the celebration of the Feast of Ramadan. Tomorrow, the Boya Muslim community will be organizing a special prayer session to mark the end of 1 month fasting period. Out of Cameroon, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been formally received by King Charles III at the start of a state visit to the United Kingdom. And in sports, CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe has defended the recent decision by the Confederation of African Football's disciplinary body following the controversial 2025 AFCON final. Details of these stories and more in this newscast. Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers of Royal Television. You're welcome to News Hour. It is a presentation of Frida Leina. As we told you in one of our top stories, Muslim faithful all over the globe have been fasting for 1 month to edify their religion and faith. Some of the faithful in Boya were steadfast to the fasting in order to have a new spiritual being of themselves. Mwambo William took the mic to the streets to have their views during this fasting period. Follow us.
Allahu Akbar, Allah.
Since the inception of the Islamic religion, fasting has been a routine activity in the religious faith. Faithfuls in Cameroon, Southwest and Boya in particular were not left out in this holy month of fasting. Some of them expressed their experiences during this strategic month in the Islamic calendar. Little Aisha Yusufa and Animatu Musa are young girls in the faith.
I was feeling thirsty and hunger. Before we want to start fasting, we eat at 4 a.m. Then we broke it at 6:40 p.m.
When the climate change is too high, we'll be sweaty, then we'll be thirsty, and which we cannot drink water. So for that, since we can't drink water, what I advise people to do is let them try to pray. Understand? Let them pray. If time to pray has reached, they should pray. Then if there's no time to pray, I have not reached yet, they can do nafila. You understand? They can do nafila or they can do anything, but let them not engage themselves to eating or anything. Let them not even look at it.
Two Muslims, Shaibu Ahudu and Musa Muhammad, outlined some values of a good Muslim before, during and after Ramadan, calling for unity and togetherness among Christians and Muslims, not leaving out neighbors.
I will thank our neighbors, the non-Muslim, who have supported us by selling us other items that we used for making our fast, and they also supported us for putting us in their own prayer in different faiths. And we are also praying so for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their prayer and our prayer should connect together for us to build a better society which all of us will commune.
As Ramadan have come and make you pure, you are having good manners, so I am begging you to continue with your good attitudes. Don't be like just worshiping Allah just in Ramadan, because the Lord that we are worshiping in Ramadan, He's the Lord that He's always during the rest of the month. So I'm begging you, please, let's be together and follow our religion. Our religion is not only in Ramadan, it's all the time.
Madam Animatu Musa is a mother and businesswoman in Boya Town who expresses thanks to God for life during this period despite her ill health.
We should call it a big deal, because that day is a 1 day thing, 2 days, 3 days. but there is a lot of preparations. I for one, I have tried to see that I have my children their clothes, I've got them their shoe, their everything that they need on that day, so that on that day at least they should look neat and clean. And I myself too, I have prepared for myself, not as much as I have prepared for my children, but I make sure that if I'm buying something for myself for 1,000, I will buy for my children, if I have the means, for 10,000. Because I have my little girl, she's just 7 years, but she has fasted 10 days. What do you think I'm going to do to her?
As the tedious but easy period of fasting comes to an end, followed by celebration, all we can say is Baka the Salah to all Muslim faithfuls.
Still about Ramadan, Greg Mewano has donated several food items like bags of rice, spaghetti, and assorted drinks, to name but these, to the Muslim community in Kumba, southwest region of Cameroon. The city mayor of Kumba, Greg Mewano, has pledged to continue to support the Muslim community development-wise. Honorin Cheng tells us more.
The city mayor of Kumba, Gregory Mewano, has paid a visit to the Muslim community in Kumba in a gesture of solidarity during this holy month of Ramadan. During the visit, Greg Mewano donated several food items including bags of rice, tinned tomatoes, groundnut oil, bags of spaghetti, and drinks to support the faithful during this period of fasting. He further assured the Muslim faithful that their community remains very close to his heart. He also emphasized that he will always do everything within his power to make the Muslim community feel valued, supported, and fully included in the development and unity of the city of Kumba. The Muslim community warmly received the gesture, expressing heartfelt gratitude and offering prayers for the city mayor, while praying for the continued peace and prosperity of the city of Kumba. Come tomorrow, the feast of Ramadan will be celebrated nation and worldwide.
Still in religion, the Lent season, that is one of the most important events in the Christian calendar, has taken a turning point, as most Christians across denominations are bracing up for the few days left into Easter celebration. Our student journalist on internship, Gami Glenn Nyongbet, visited the St. Anthony of Padua Parish, Boyatown, and put together the following report for News Hour.
Lent, that began with Ash Wednesday on February 18, 2026, is a 40-day solemn Christian season of prayers, fasting, and almsgiving. During this period, Christians are called upon to draw closer to God their Maker, and also to be an example of Christ himself, who fasted for 40 days and nights, resisted the devil for attempting to overthrow him as the Son of God. Christians at St. Anthony of Padua Parish, Boyatown say,
of Lent is a period that the church teaches us that we commit more with prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, and it's a moment of reconciliation and building up the faith. It's not like we don't do that during ordinary times, but these times even the readings are selected so that we can build up our spirituality and build up our faith in this life.
According to Reverend Father Vincent Mesue at the St. Anthony of Padua Parish, Boyatown, all hands have been on deck to encourage Christians go through this ritual with hope and enthusiasm.
I think we are during the period of Lent, and of course we know that Lent is not so much about external perfection. It's about transformed hearts. And of course, we started this period of Lent on Ash Wednesday, where we had to impose ash on the forehead of our Christians, a reminder of the fact that we are from dust and into dust we shall return. A reminder of the fact that we are mortals and that one day we shall exit from this world. A reminder of the fact that we belong to Christ and we have to follow the path of Christ. And that's why Lent is a 40-day journey with Jesus, a reminder of the journey that Jesus had in the desert, in preparation for his public ministry.
Barely few days to the end of the Lenten period, Christians are pictured with a lot of excitement on their faces as they are ready and set to celebrate Easter that will be crowning the season in a grand style.
Our student journalist on internship, Gami Glenn Youngbed, ending that report. We now take you out of the country where Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been formally received by King Charles III at the start of a visit to the United Kingdom, marking a significant moment in diplomatic ties between both nations. Plus, Rwanda has told an international court that the United Kingdom owes $115 million linked to their controversial refugee settlement agreement, escalating tensions over the stalled migration deal. Details of the stories and more with Natalin Juma.
Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla received President Bola Tinubu of Nigeria and his wife to Windsor Castle on Wednesday, March 18, during the first state visit by a Nigerian leader in nearly 40 years. It is worth noting that the two countries are major partners in trade, aid and defense, as the UK is home to over 270,000 Nigerians. London welcomed the visit as historic and announced that Nigerian companies are expanding operations and creating hundreds of jobs in Britain. Nigeria reviewed that the visit signals a renewed chapter and reflects a shared commitment to advancing trade and strengthening diplomatic ties. President Bola Tinubu is due to meet Prime Minister Keir Starmer today, while First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, who doubles as Christian pastor, is set to preach at Lambeth Palace, the seat of the Archbishop of Canterbury. Neither is expected to meet opposition leader Kemi Badenoch. The Conservative Party leader is of Nigerian descent and has repeatedly criticized the country she was raised in for corruption and violence. Rwanda has announced to a panel of international arbitrators recently that Britain still owes her over £100 million under a controversial refugee settlement deal that Prime Minister Keir Starmer scrapped immediately after taking office in 2024. The 2022 deal, struck by Starmer's predecessor Rishi Sunak, involved sending migrants who arrived in the UK as stowaways or in boats to the East African country. It included arrangements for payments to Rwanda to help cover costs. Rwanda's Justice Minister and Attorney General Emmanuel told the hearing at the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague that the country set up an asylum appeals chamber, created ministerial and administrative structures, as well as preparing reception facilities and incurring significant costs. He added that when Labour came into power, Prime Minister Starmer scrapped the deal without informing Rwanda. The British government is urging the court to dismiss Rwanda's claim, arguing that the two countries agreed in November 2024 that Rwanda would forego the payments. Rwanda denies that and told the panel that UK has sought to walk away from its legal obligation. Meantime, the arbitration court based at the Ornate Peace Palace is likely to take months or more to reach a decision after hearing this week.
We apologize for the break in transmission. Let's now talk sports on this newscast, where as the battle for qualification to the national interpools began on Saturday, clubs have started engaging by grabbing points. It is in this line that Elexpo of Limbe defeated Senior Dev 2-0 at the Moliko Omnisport Stadium to grab her first win of the season. Guni Sonita completes the story.
The creation of Match Day 1 of the Southwest Regional League that was launched on Saturday saw the likes of Elexpo of Limbe defeat Senior Dev 2-0 at the Moliko Omnisport Stadium. The game that saw Elexpo dominate Senior Dev at the entire first 45 minutes of play has seen the team profess intention to grabbing the qualifications ticket to the national interpools.
Elexpo this year is maybe 70% of the players are just making their debut in Elexpo. So I expected a very difficult match. Taking nothing away from Senior Dev, had a good side, but we came with a lot of determination and experience. So I think we are happy. First, it's back-to-back games. We are playing again on Saturday, so we don't have our effective is not that much. So we just have to fight players. So we have to manage the team. We ask them to try to manage the score. It's the best way we can. So, like I said, if you are leading a team 2-0, you expect the team to be more determined and more belief that they have to win. So it was just the reality of the game. So our objective came here for 3 points. So no matter the score, I think the objective was obtained. So we are happy. The objective is next one. Everybody knows the objective. It will represent the region. We are not hiding. So we have a long way to go. So step by step, we came here for 3 points and we have it already. So we are happy.
According to Senior Dev, which is a household name in the competition, having been dominated by Elexpo of Limbe in the first 45 minutes of play and struggling to create opportunities during the last segment of game, unfortunately for them, Elexpo stood tall as all their opportunities were wasted. But according to the team, work would continue.
It is just the first match of the season. This is our very first game. We have children who never played in the second division. It's just their first game. They are discovering the game, the regional league this season. We are just working to see how far we can go during this season. Ambition remains same. And as I told you, we are an academy with Gilbert with more with formation, and we are playing, and we are training the guys to be used to competition. As you can see, they started the match poorly because they were afraid of the opponent, but they pick up during the second half.
Match Day 1 for the both teams have seen some of their objectives being attained, while others will have to wait for other matches to get back into this particular season. As it stands now, the season is currently running perfectly with no issues of licenses or clubs being absent.
Still in sports, hundreds of student athletes from across FACO division converged on the Limbe Community Field on Wednesday, March 18, 2026 for the FENASCO League A Athletics Finals, competing for a place in the upcoming regional championships in Boya. Details of the story with Kusona Claudia.
Drawn from all 7 subdivisions of FACO division converged on the Limbe Community Field on Wednesday, March 18, 2026 to participate in the athletics finals of the divisional FENASCO League A games. Events brought together young athletes from various secondary schools across the division, all competing for qualification for the regional finals scheduled to hold in Boya, chief town of the Southwest region. A wide range of disciplines featured during the competition, including track events, football, handball, basketball, shot put, long jump, table tennis and volleyball, with both male and female categories represented. The competition formed a crucial part of the selection process for athletes who represent FACO at the next stage. Speaking during the event, the divisional delegates for secondary education in FACO, Dr. Lyonga John Efande, highlighted the significance of FENASCO in the development of students. Described the games as a vital platform that promotes not only academic excellence but also physical fitness, discipline and social interaction among young people.
It's based on the fact that while teaching children we have 3 domains. the mental, the affective, and the psychomotor. And while doing sports, we are now laying emphasis on the psychomotor domain, whereby we say all learning without playing makes just a dull ball. So today we had all the 7 subdivisions of FACO division highly represented here with many students, 10 athletes, and you have seen the euphoria. This morning we were graced by the presence of the senior division officer for FACO, who came to open and launch the finals, and since morning we have been here. You can see for yourself, we are now rounding up with the finals in football.
Organizers say the best performing athletes for the FACO divisional final will go and represent the FACO division at the regional competition in Boya, where they will compete against other counterparts from other divisions for qualifications to the national phase. 26th edition of the National FENASCO League A Games is scheduled to take place in April 2026 in the West region, notably in the towns of Bafoussam and Bagante. The event is expected to bring together qualified teams from all 10 regions of Cameroon in celebration of school sports excellence. The FENASCO Games remain one of the most prominent school sporting events in Cameroon, widely recognized for promoting discipline, teamwork, and national integration among students through sports.
Still in sports, and as we told you in our top story, CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe has defended the recent decision by the Confederation of African Football's disciplinary body following the controversial 2025 AFCON final. In an interview, Dr. Motsepe stressed that CAF's disciplinary bodies are independent and operate with fairness, dismissing claims of favoritism after the title was taken from Senegal and awarded to Morocco. He, however, admitted the situation has raised concerns about trust in African football, while noting that the matter can be taken to the Court of Arbitration for Sports. Take a listen.
I've been informed of the ruling by the CAF Appeals Board concerning the appeal by Morocco relating to the AFCON Morocco 2025 final match. And I previously expressed my extreme disappointment with the incidences that took place at the final match. And the important thing of what happened on that final match is it undermines the good work that CAF has done over many, many years to ensure that that there's integrity, that there's respect, that there's ethics, that there's governance, as well as credibility of the results of our football matches. The occurrences, those incidences at the final match of the AFCON Morocco exposes is the work that we are still dealing with concerning the suspicion and distrust. It's a legacy issue. When I became president, one of the major concerns was the impartiality, the independence, and the respect of referees and match commissioners. And a lot of good work has been done, but there continues to be suspicion because it's a legacy issue. It's something that has been there for many, many years, and we consistently deal with that because that's critically important. Another important matter that these incidences at the final match brought to the fore is the independence and the respect of our judicial bodies. We, in choosing the members of our judicial bodies, we followed a different path, different from what had been the case before. We invited each member association and we invited every zone, the 6 regional areas or the 6 zones in CAF, to give us names of respected judges and respected lawyers, because it is important that the decisions of our disciplinary board, the CAF disciplinary board, and the decisions of the CAF appeals board is viewed with the respect and integrity that's very important to us. So if you look at the composition of those bodies, they reflect some of the most respected lawyers and judges on the continent. And but we will still have to deal with this, with the perceptions and the concerns about the integrity. It's an ongoing issue. We are very clear at CAF that we are enormously committed to ensure that not only in terms of what we do, because we've implemented best practices. We've identified judges and lawyers from every region, from every zone from the 54 countries in Africa, to make sure that these are people who have integrity and have a track record. And partly the independence is reflected by the decisions that were taken by the two bodies. The CAF disciplinary board took one decision. The CAF appeals board took a totally different position. And I'm told that that Senegal is going to appeal, which is very important. Every one of the 54 nations in Africa have a right to pursue their appeals and their advance interests, not only at the highest level in Africa, in CAF, but also the highest body, which is the CAS. And we will adhere and respect the decision that's taken at the highest level. A critical factor is that not a single country in Africa will be treated in a manner that is more preferential or more advantageous or more favorable than any other country on the African continent. We take what has happened at the final match in Morocco during the AFCON, the Total Energies CAF Morocco 2025, we take it very, very seriously. And we have already started with very important steps to make sure that those areas which have been identified as deficiencies and where there's need for improvement, that the necessary resolutions are passed. We have very high standards that we set for ourselves. It is important for us that ordinary football supporters and spectators in every one of the 54 countries in Africa, in their judgment, not in CAF's judgment, not in my judgment, regard the decisions of our judicial bodies as fair, with integrity and impartiality. And what is equally important, that they regard our referees, our VAR operators, and our match commissioners as people who are fair and just, and those decisions that are taken reflects the impartiality and independence that's critically important.
Muslim faithful in Boya are making last-minute preparations ahead of the celebration of the Feast of Ramadan. Tomorrow, the Boya Muslim community will be organizing a special prayer session to mark the end of 1 month fasting period. Out of Cameroon, we told you that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been formally received by King Charles III at the start of his visit to the United Kingdom. And in sports, CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe has defended the recent decision by the Confederation of African Football's disciplinary body following the controversial 2025 AFCON final. The news today has been a production of Ngunyi Sonita with technical assistance from David Titango and general supervision from Alaji Bubasali, and presented by me, Frida Leina. Thanks so much for listening, and a happy feast of the Ramadan to all the Muslim faithful. Mashallah, alhamdulillah.
innovating in the